I hope you're well and having the most incredible day as always. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well, and in today's video we're going to be going through episode 3 of finishing a book series I am in the middle of. If you guys haven't watched episodes 1 and 2, please go and give them a watch, but essentially it's in the title. We're going to be doing a reading vlog finishing off book series because I am in far too many book series at the moment, and this is going to get me getting through them as quick as possible because I have a serious problem when it comes to book series. I love starting a series. Do I love finishing it? Absolutely not. So in today's video we're going to be reading 4 books, all from different series, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So let's dive into this video. I hope you guys enjoy and carry on watching. So the first book we're going to be picking up in today's video is The Housemaid is Watching by Freida McFadden. I am a Freida McFadden stan. I love Freida McFadden's books so incredibly much. They are so plot twisty, they grip me. I can literally binge her books in no time at all. I absolutely love them. I have been putting this book off, I'm not gonna lie, because I've not heard great things about it. Books 1 and 2 were both 5-star reads for me, but this one I've heard not great things and I'm a little bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. I do really want to read this book, but I've been putting it off just because I'm a little bit nervous. I want to love it. So this is the first book we're going to be diving into. Feel free to pause it and have a read of the back. I always go into books blind pretty much, so I don't like to spoil it, so I'm not going to read the back. But yeah, let's dive into book 1 for this video. Wish me luck. Let's go.
Counting down the days till I'm warm again. Only cold until you stay. I'll be warm again. Yeah, I'll be warm again. You close all night till the morning light. Won't you stay right by my side to feel warm again, to stay warm again. I feel warm again. I feel warm again. I feel warm again. Warm again.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, did I sit and binge this entire book in 2 days? Yes, I did. I cannot tell you how much I loved this book. I am such a Freida McFadden kind of gal. I've said this many a time. I absolutely am just obsessed with her writing, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I heard so many mixed reviews about this book. I was kind of nervous going in. Honestly, I love this book. It was so incredibly good. So if you guys haven't read this book, essentially The Housemaid's Secret is kind of books 1 and 2, and I would recommend reading those first. You don't have to. You do get a lot more background story behind the main sort of female character in this book, and I feel like it does add to the kind of characters. It kind of gives you a bit more information about it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you don't have to read them in order, but I kind of would read them in order. I feel like without that you don't get as attached to them, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm rambling on, but basically in this book you focus on the main character, Millie. Millie is, I don't want to say too much without giving it away. If you've read books 1 and 2, you know who Millie is, and you have Enzo, who is her husband. Not a spoiler really, but Enzo is her husband, and they have 2 children. And basically they moved to this new area, they moved to a cul-de-sac, and it's a very close quarters kind of, everybody knows your business, everybody knows everybody, and you kind of know everyone else's business at the same time. It's a very close-knit community, and they basically move into this house where the mortgage is far too expensive already, but they moved there so they had more room for their family, and they noticed some weird things going on with the neighbours, and I can't tell you guys too much because I feel like going into the series blind is like the best thing I could ever recommend anyone do. But yeah, basically the plot twist. I will say with this book though in particular, I did have a feeling that the person that we were kind of umming and ahhing about, shall I say, like, was that person, and I did have a little suspicion that that was kind of going on. But what I will say is that when you read the different POVs of different people, you do unlock so many more kind of behind the scenes things that absolutely shock me, and I just love it. This was a 5-star read. I don't think I will ever not enjoy Frida McFadden's books ever. I love them so incredibly much. So yeah, this was a 5-star read. A great start to this video. I'm just really sorry that I didn't do like any midway point kind of updates, but I was just so obsessed with reading this book. I could not put it down, and I just completely forgot to update you guys, if I'm honest. Yeah, if you guys love Frida McFadden or you want a plot twisty thriller mystery kind of book, this series is incredible. So obsessed. So for book number 2, I wanted to pick up something that is a completely different change of pace and something that's a little bit shorter and just something easy to go through. So I decided to pick up Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. Now granted, this is going to be a 4+ book series, so this isn't going to be the end of a series. However, it is the next book in the series I'm in the middle of, if you know what I mean. So I thought, do you know what, let's pick it up. And I am honestly really excited about this one. Done and Dusted was so good. It was such a cute country cowboy romance that it made me want to move to a ranch and have horses, even though horses terrify me. I want to have horses and I want to have cows and I want to wear cowboy boots like all the time. So this one is about Weston and Ada, and Weston is a cowboy. Obviously he works on the ranch in the same kind of area, in the same ranch as the first one, so it's kind of giving like Lucy Score's Knock 'em Out series, do you know what I mean, like where they're all kind of interconnected and it's small town and that kind of vibe. And you've got Ada, who is an interior designer, and I think she goes to the ranch to kind of help do up one of the houses, and that is kind of the vibe. So let's dive into book 2. I'm so excited about this one, and yeah, I honestly just can't wait, so let's go. Okay, so I'm sorry if the lighting's all weird, but I've read some of this book, and guys, when I tell you I'm obsessed with Weston, I am obsessed with Weston, and I'm obsessed with this story. I think this is going to be a 5-star read. I'm going to say it, I am going to predict it. This is going to be a 5-star book. This is so good already. So basically so far we've met Ada, we've met Weston. Ada basically goes to a bar in Wyoming, and she's basically getting ready to go and meet her new boss for the next few months and kind of go through the interior design kind of schedule, what to expect, etc. She goes to a bar because she has no Wi-Fi, she needs food, and she bumps into Weston, and all of a sudden she pulls him in to kiss her, right? And it is the most steamy thing I've ever read in my life. It was so good. And she runs away, and then all of a sudden we realise, Weston is going to be her boss and she's going to be working on his ranch, and it is just, I love Weston. He is a golden retriever, polite young man. He's very gentle, he's very kind. He is probably the most lovable male main character I have ever read about in a very long time, and I just think he is so sweet. I love him a lot. So anyway, she goes to Rebel Blue, she basically meets Weston, and it's kind of going from there. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. We're not too far in, so I have a little while to go. I have a feeling I'm going to breeze through this book. But yeah, it's insane. It's so good, guys. I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna buy books 3 and 4 immediately. Let's carry on. I love it. Okay, so it's again a little while later, and I cannot put this book down. So basically at this point we've got to, not the third act breakup, but I can just sense it coming, because I feel like Ada has got a very rocky past, and she's really trying not to let that affect her relationship with Weston, because she knows that her and Weston aren't going to be a forever thing, because she's only working there until like August or something, and then she's going to be flying away. And I think she knows that deep down, and I think deep down she doesn't want to get stuck there because of her situation in the past, which I won't tell you guys about, but it's kind of one of those things where I feel like she doesn't want to get stuck, but you can tell that she loves him and she hasn't even admitted it to herself yet, but it is so good. I love every character in this book. I love the found family. I love the I just cannot get over how enjoyable Weston is as a character. I'm just like poking this book, I'm just obsessed. He's just so incredibly kind, so joyful to read, and he's just the kindest little human being I've ever read about in my life. So I'm obsessed with this. I feel like I just keep telling you guys how much I love Weston and how much this book is adorable and cute, but I don't want to give you guys too many spoilers, so you don't want to read this book, because I feel like this book just has so much potential. If you go into this book blind, honestly, I think you're gonna love it, especially if you love like a little bit of spice, you love cowboy romances, you love found family, you love that kind of country vibe. You will love it. Honestly, just read it and thank me later. It is so good. I have no words. I have no words. I finished it, loved it, obsessed with it. I honestly could have read 200 more pages about these characters. It was absolutely incredible. 5 stars. It was an absolute 5-star read for me. This was absolutely incredible. So I can't really remember what I said in my last update. It was probably a load of how much I love Western kind of vibes. However, I love this book. This was so good. Essentially, a brief synopsis of this book is you have Weston, you have Ada. Weston owns a ranch and Ada, well, he works at the ranch. His family owns the ranch. Anyway, and Ada is going to be the interior designer of one of the buildings, and they meet briefly in a bar, they kiss, she runs away, and then they meet again at the ranch and she realizes that he's going to be her boss. He is golden retriever. She is kind of golden retriever, but also a little bit nervous and a little bit wary of being in a relationship and that kind of thing. So they decide to be just enjoying the time together. And then she kind of freaks out about it a little bit, but you just know that he is the right guy. He said he's going to wait for her. He is so kind. He draws pictures of her tattoos in his sketchbook. Like, I just loved him. Like, I loved this book. I don't think I've ever flown through a book so quickly in my entire life, and I honestly feel like I could read again, like this whole book again. Like, I ate this up. I did not put this down. I think I just, yeah, 5-star read. If you love cowboys, country vibes, cozy vibes, found family, if you want a book where you're going to love every single character and there is no character in this that you're going to like, you know, like sometimes you read a book and you think like that character's really annoying, like this has none of that. Like, every character is lovable and I absolutely just am obsessed with it. I will say it's quite spicy, but it's perfect. This was perfect. I'm just obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. So this was book 2 of the video, and again, I am so pleased that I read this book because it was beautiful. It was perfection. So good. Okay, so we are diving into book 3 of this video, and we are going to be reading Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I only read Icebreaker last month. Can you believe it? Honestly, I can't either. It was such a good book though. I gave it a 4-star, and I'm really excited to dive into this one because it looks adorable. Like, this just looks like something I would love. So I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but this one is about Russ and Aurora, and essentially they cross paths before and then they kind of cross paths again. So it's kind of like a second chance romance, friends to lovers kind of vibe. I don't know. I'm so excited about it though. This one is also based in a summer camp kind of setting, so I'm really excited about this one. And yeah, so this is essentially what the book looks like. So adorable. Let's dive in. I can't wait. Let's go. thing I will say about these two characters is the back and forth banter is so funny, because like at the moment Aurora is a little bit drunk and it's just really funny. Because they're kind of like bickering like friends, but like, you know, they both fancy each other, so it's like it's just funny reading it, to be honest, and I'm just really enjoying it, so yeah. So we are on page 55, and honestly guys, I am loving this one. I think so far, am I loving it more than Icebreaker? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people didn't like this one as much as Icebreaker, but I'm really enjoying this book. I love Russ. He's very golden retriever on the outside, but like spicy on the inside. The spice so far, like top tier, like insane. Loving it, great book. Essentially, without too much of a spoiler, you basically meet Aurora and you meet Russ, and this is a dual POV book, which again, I love. And they meet at a university party and they do get very close very quickly, and then she leaves in the middle of the night to walk home because she thinks that that's what he wants. So I have a horrible feeling they're going to bump into each other, and it's going to be a situation where it's going to be awkward because she's going to think that he didn't want her there and vice versa. Like, he's going to think she just left. So I am really intrigued to kind of see that, but also it's like that miscommunication trope but at the beginning, which I'm kind of glad about, because normally there's so much miscommunication in books like right at the end. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Just a little pit stop to say I'm loving it. I cannot put it, but blah, blah, blah. I can't even get my words out. I'm just so excited about this book, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So we're going to carry on reading and hopefully get a good chunk of the way through this book today. Okay, so I have spent the majority of my day finishing off this book because honestly, I could not put this book down. Put this book down. It's been a long while since I spoke to you, so I can't actually get my words out, but this book was absolutely just what I needed. It was so good. I gave this one a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I loved the banter between the characters. I loved all the side characters. I loved the build-up, I loved the tension, I loved every single thing about this book. It was so sweet, such a really lovely summer romance. I'm really glad I've read this now because we are on the cusp of autumn. Like, I'm probably leaving it a little bit too late to read this book, but I didn't want to leave it till next year, so I really enjoyed this. So essentially the idea of this book is you've got Aurora, you've got Russ, and both characters have got things going on at home, which I think really helped bond them together, but also they basically have a one-night stand. They both go their separate ways, and then they meet at this summer camp again, and they're like, oh no, I still really like you, and we're not actually allowed to be together at this camp, so like, what do we do? It's like forced proximity. It is, I would say friends to lovers. Like, there is a bit of a friendship, but their kind of love part is very quick, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was just such a really funny read. Honestly, the banter between the characters alone had me laughing out loud. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, this one was a 4-star read. If you're looking for a really fun summer themed romance with spice, like, this was just really good. I won't lie to you guys, I do personally find it really hard to film these videos and give you guys an overview of books without completely spoiling half of the plot, so I'm really trying not to. But essentially it is a spicy, fast-paced romance. You've also got the banter of the characters, you've got the, I guess, found family in a way. Like, there are new friendships built within this book, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, overall, again, it was a 4-star read. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you've read book 1, I really think you'll like book 2. Again, I think I liked book 2 more than book 1, which I think a lot of people don't agree, but I really loved this book, and I love Russ. I love Russ. I cannot wait though to read Henry's story. Honestly, I'm so excited for the next book. So as I said before, I might feature that one in another one of these videos, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see. But yeah, this was just so good. So good. I loved it. I binged it. I loved it. Amazing. Okay, so the next book we're going to be reading in today's video is probably one of my most anticipated reads. Honestly, I'm scared to read this book because I haven't had the end spoiled, and I know so many people have seen spoilers and completely ruined the ending. So far, so good. I have not seen a single spoiler, and that is Reckless by, of course, Lauren Roberts. I absolutely loved Powerless. If you guys haven't read Powerless and you want a fantasy, you want the romance, you want enemies to lovers, you want the kind of games of a fantasy, like, this series has everything, and it's the most emotional, well, no, that's a lie, but it is one of the most emotional fantasies I've ever read. I sobbed my eyes out reading the first two books, so I'm so excited to read this one. I honestly cannot wait. So we have Reckless. Obviously I can't tell you guys much about what it's about, however, well, there's not really however, because if I tell you, it's going to spoil books 1 and 2, but if you've read books 1 and 2, you'll know where we're going to go with this one, and if you haven't read books 1 and 2, read books 1 and 2. So let's dive into Reckless. Honestly, I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited. Okay, so I have just finished Reckless by Lauren Roberts, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not update you at all. Let's be real, like, I did not update you guys at all. I was really immersed in this universe and I completely forgot to just stop reading the book and update you guys. I really need to work on that with my vlogs, but I am gonna go through all my thoughts and feelings now on this book, and honestly, I don't know how I feel. Okay, so you guys know that Powerless and Powerful made me sob. I absolutely loved both of those books. Did I love Reckless as much as those? No, I didn't. I gave this one a 4-star. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the book. I really liked the kind of world building it had, and I really enjoyed the A to B kind of... It was like a filler book, if that makes sense. Like, it does really kind of prepare the next book in the series, and I cannot wait for it. And it did leave us on a bit of a cliffhanger, which was really exciting. However, I just didn't find myself as immersed in it as I did with Powerless and Powerful. That's not saying I didn't love it. I just found that, as I said, this was a filler kind of book. It wasn't drawing me in as much as the others, but I did still really enjoy it, and I do think it is a necessary book in the series. And we do get a little kiss scene between two characters, which was really exciting. And to be honest, I just really enjoy Lauren Roberts' writing style. I find it very easy. She explains things really well. It's not too complex, and for somebody who is just sort of getting into fantasy, like if you guys couldn't tell behind me, like, I am mainly a romance kind of gal. Like, I love a romance, I love a dark romance. I am getting into fantasy, but for someone like me who, I'm not gonna lie, like, I cannot read too complex a book, like, this is perfect. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one. I can't tell you guys too much about the plot or kind of what happens, because it does give a lot of it away, but it basically again focuses on two characters. You do also get a POV of a third character, which was really interesting, and it's kind of a going from destination to destination kind of book, if that makes sense. But I did really enjoy it. Again, it was a 4-star, and I would recommend this series wholeheartedly. I do really love it. So those are all of the books I am going to be reading in today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I would love to know down below, what books should I read for episode 4, because I have an absolute mammoth list over on my Goodreads. It is linked down below. all of the kind of want to read books are books that I own that I haven't read yet, so go over there and let me know. Obviously focusing on kind of like mid-series and that kind of thing, so let me know down below what you want me to read. And yeah, that is everything for this video. If you guys haven't yet subscribed, you guys know what to do. Please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here, and it just makes my day. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so incredibly much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.